Good morning everyone, welcome to my channel. Today is Friday, September 25th, and I'm very pleased to report that I've been single for a year. I don't remember when I started celebrating singleversaries. I guess it had to have been last year, because last year my singleversary fell on Cinco de Mayo. It was kind of lit, like I happened to be at my friend's house party back when we did that. How's this hole looking? Because this ear feels like a little bit uncomfortable. I was thinking about dead stretching today, but now I'm not so sure. So as of today, I've been officially single for a year. And I remember that because it's also the birthday of one of my exes, which is really funny. I broke up with my most recent ex on the birthday of the ex before him. This ear always makes like weird crunching noises. But you know how like when you wash your hair and you don't rinse the shampoo out all the way? And it feels kind of crunchy? Last year, I happened to be at my friend's house party, and when midnight struck, I just yelled like, "Oh my god, it's my singleversary!" And everyone like cheers me. This year, I'm gonna hang out with some people on Discord. It's not like my last relationship was even that bad. We're still on good terms. I think singleversaries are just fun to celebrate. It's like, wow, I made it a year without settling. God knows there are people I could have gotten with, but at what cost? In the battle jacket video, I mentioned that there was somebody who I had to reveal. I did finally tell that person I like them. It's super hard, but I realized that I was kind of setting myself up for failure because essentially when my friends made me realize that every kind of bad relationship I've been in have been ones where that person has been the one who pursued me, if that makes any sense. So I was like, well, that means I'm gonna have to pursue somebody. But I was also afraid of doing that because I don't want to be creepy or whatever. So I essentially set myself up for failure for a while there on like a subconscious level. And I was like, well, that's fine. I'll just never tell anyone for the rest of my life that I'm into them. But you don't have to do that. My therapist has been helping me tremendously. Because believe it or not, last year was still technically more traumatic than this year. I'd say this year is definitely a runner-up, but a lot of, whoops, if you can do that, that's okay, I'll make them thick. A lot of traumatic things happened to me personally last year, and I feel like I was always seeing my therapist for like immediate situations, you know? Now I'm at a point where I saw this meme, I've had all this time for introspection, and there's like, oh, that's good, and it's like, no, it's really not. I had way too much time to think. But yeah, my therapist is helping me be more assertive, which is something I've been talking about for literally decades now. Because I used to be very passive, and I would just kind of let resentment build until I like exploded. And people will be like, holy fuck, Elliott, where did this come from? So I don't want to be like that anymore. But I was also afraid of becoming like a naggy bitch, I guess. Like, I don't want to go the opposite way and just be negative all the time. I wanted to find a balance. Oh, fuck. But yeah, so I finally learned that you don't have to be a bitch to be assertive. I've been concentrating a lot on, you know, I statements, which is really cool. It's like, instead of being like, you did this, it's like, I felt this way because this happened. It's just a better way of communicating without like hurting or offending anyone, you know? And it's because of that therapy, I've just been able to be way more honest with people. It's not like I was ever dishonest. It's just that I always thought that every single issue that I had in life had like an expiration date. And it was something that was so subconsciously ingrained in me. The eye is a little bit messed up, but whatever. There are a lot of times when I don't know how I feel about something immediately. It'll take me a while to figure it out. So essentially, I just never bring anything up because it would take me a while to figure out how I feel about something. And then once I finally did, I'd be like, oh, well, it's over now, you know. There's no point in bringing it up anymore. Such and such time has passed. And my therapist was like, bro, there is no time limit. It's one of the most important things anyone's ever said to me. It's like, there's no time limit for anything. If you have a question or a complaint, that's my thing. It was like, I was afraid of asking questions past a certain point. And she was just like, if there's a question or like a complaint or an issue or anything that you have, you can bring it up whenever. So I really think that those lessons are going to help you be a better person. Like the kind of person who, I want to be a strong communicator, you know? Because everyone always says communication is the most important thing in a relationship. And I've never really been very good at communicating, at least not negative things. I'm really communicative when it comes to positive things. I'm always up here hyping up my friends, like, wow, you're so hot. But when it comes to like having actual real conversations, I just like tend to kind of shut down. And that's really unhealthy. Let's go get some coffee. But before, I want to show you what I did. So I changed this into this. Changed this into this. And changed this into this. We're a little bit mismatched, a little bit unhinged. It's whatever. Let's go get caffeinated. But not like a couple days ago when I accidentally overdosed. I don't want to have palpitations again if I can avoid it. Alright, so they're construction workers over there. I feel weird talking to myself now. Oh. Forgot seals were a thing. For my singleversary, I thought I'd treat myself to coffee and orange juice. I'm technically late for work right now. Everything I was saying earlier about how I've been trying to be like more assertive and shit. I think that in my past relationship, I don't know if it would have helped, because I think I did establish some boundaries. I don't know. I'm just like, because I've been single for exactly a year now, I'm like reflecting on everything I did wrong, and honestly, I think we were just a bad match. Like, we're okay as acquaintances, friends, whatever we are now. I guess we're friends. But just because you get along with somebody doesn't mean you have to date them, obviously. There were certainly things that he had that I was looking for. I really like people who are multilingual, you know, and my ex was always trying to learn languages, and so was I. That's actually like a big factor, because everyone was like, he wasn't your type at all. I didn't understand why you were with him, but you gotta understand, like, my type isn't really inherently physical. I just need someone I can like talk to about weird stuff. And he had that going for him, but the person I'm currently into is extremely my physical type. And we have really interesting conversations. Who knows what's going to happen there, but I'm learning tools that will help me in, you know, future situations. And that doesn't just apply to romantic relationships, obviously. It'll help me in all sorts of aspects of my life at work, in friendships. I've put a lot of time and effort and energy into being agreeable, but being agreeable isn't necessarily like a virtue, because there's a certain level where you actually become a pushover, and that's just harmful to you. Being a pushover really is like a form of self-harm. It's really unhealthy. The unfortunate truth is that if you're a pushover, you're going to attract people who will constantly push your limits. It's just true. Because they'll see that like weakness. I don't want to call it a weakness. They'll see that quality that you have, and they will take advantage of it. And my whole life I've been like, well, I'm just like a very nice and accepting person, which yes, yeah, I am, but like, I was also being a pushover. And people would pick up on that, and they'd be like, oh, so I can get away with fucking anything with you, huh? And for a while there, that was true. And that's how I got into a lot of bad situations. People would pick up on the fact that I was vulnerable, and they would just keep pushing my limits, you know, and it wasn't good for anyone involved, is the real and honest truth. But it was especially bad for me, so not gonna let that happen anymore. We're not pushovers anymore. I highly encourage anyone who's watching this who relates to that to see a therapist, because if there's one thing that I want for you, the viewer, it is that you will establish boundaries and you will be hard and firm about them. Or at least if there has to be any flexibility, you'll have a conversation about it, and you'll be like, okay, but just this once. Something like that, you know? I understand that everyone's life is different, everyone's situation is different, everyone is different. The most important thing that I think you can ever learn, and I say this from experience, I don't mean to like be preachy or whatever, but please learn how to be assertive. I'm still working on it. I can definitively tell you that I'm more so now than I ever have been before, and I hope to just continue in that vein, you know? Also, I've been listening to nothing but Britney Spears for like 12 hours. I don't even know why, but free Britney. Alright, so I just got the mail. I got a postcard. I got my water bill. Super exciting. Most importantly, my glass plugs came today. Oh my god, they're so small. I don't know why I was imagining them to be bigger, but glass plugs that I plan to dead stretch my ears with, but probably not today because my right ear is just a little bit like irritated. They're green. They have like my favorite color green on them, my Kelly green. I'm excited because I know a lot of people stretch with glass plugs and I want to give it a shot. And because it's from Buddy Art Forms, they also sent me this cute little sticker that says, "Yes, it hurt." And they sent me a card which has all the sizes on it. Pretty sick if you ask me. In this cool little goth black envelope, I got my ghost patch, which, does iron on? Or does it just have, I'm confused by this because it has like a film on it. I'll have to look it up. Anyway, that's pretty cool. And they sent me stickers. Aw. I'm gonna stick these on my, you see my dresser, right? Yeah, I'm gonna stick these on my dresser. And I'm gonna stick this on my battle jacket. Alright, so I'm done at work and I bought everything I need to make mint juleps, and I'm gonna try and I'm gonna show you my attempt. First things first, I want to pick some mint. I have a lot of it because I planted it. I don't think I was supposed to because I'm renting, but I did anyway. That should be adequate. Bruh. It smells really good. The recipe called for powdered sugar. I'm gonna try to use granulated. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not measuring anything, which is probably gonna end up biting me in the ass, but we shall see. Now it calls for water, and because my tap water isn't really the best, I'm using only the finest 365 brand electrolyte water. I think it's very possible that I just added way too much water for the sugar to mint ratio. What if I added more mint? I'm not sure if this is how you muddle. I was under the impression that it was kind of like you just kind of stomp on it, but I could very well be wrong. I'm usually wrong when I do these things. I bought 2 different kinds of whiskey. I want to try the vanilla one. I'm curious. I've already had this. This is good, but I've never had vanilla whiskey before, or bourbon, or whatever you call it. Should I be doing this in shots instead of just like pouring it in? Probably. Did I? No. No, I did not. To be completely honest, I haven't made a mint julep since New Year's Eve. Because it was like the Roaring 20s. The Great Gatsby. And honestly, I'm not sure if I did it right then either. There's only one way to find out. Oh my god. This is a very, very dangerous drink. Wow. Wow. Oh my god, that's that's really good. I have no idea if it qualifies as a mint julep, but it's delicious. Thank you for watching this video, and if you made it this far, please leave me a comment saying happy singleversary. I hope that we all have many, many happy returns, or however that goes.